guys, I wanted to come on here and make a very quick video. If I can make it quick, we'll see. This video is in regards to this beauty right here, Evening Primrose. She reminds me a lot of, she looks to me a lot like Medusa with all the snake heads or snake hair. Guys, look. Evening Primrose. There's Poke in the back. Another poisonous ally that I love. It's so big. She's so big. Oh my goodness. She reminds me of like Medusa a little bit, with like all the heads in different directions. So pretty. But anyways, she's really beautiful. I remember my mom once mentioned to me that she looks like she's getting ready for prom and like showing off for prom. And I will definitely say, she shines. And so yeah, let's delve into Evening Primrose and who she is. So this is common Evening Primrose. There's different varieties. This one specifically is the yellow variety. And as you all can see or just notice, there's a lot of pollinators that are attracted to this specific, now it's around my head, this specific ally. For me, this variety is night blooming. I have heard through, other herbalists and people who grow this plant that depending on the altitude, depending on where you're growing it, depending on the season and like when it started to grow, it's not always true that it grows in the evening. That it blooms in the evening. So it really depends. But yeah, let's delve right into it. It's native to the US as well as Europe. But it's like one of those plants that can grow in any kind of like soil condition, so you don't really need to baby it too much. I grew this specific plant here, and then I have other plants, Evening Primrose, that are in different stages of growth right now. And you all may know Evening Primrose by kind of the commercial use of pressing the seeds and making the Evening Primrose oil or the Evening Primrose capsules. The oil is really great for nourishing the skin, as well as it helps with treating like inflammation that shows up on the skin. So if you think of like psoriasis or acne, it really helps with like providing that glow, again, that nourishment to the skin, but also again that soothing. And she's really a great ally for soothing, right? Whether it's soothing the lungs when it has to do with asthma, or soothing the digestive tract when it comes to the depression that can happen when we eat certain foods like gluten or dairy, because they have such high levels of estrogen that what ends up happening is that there becomes, again, inflammation on the face or in different parts of our bodies that can create pain. So drinking Evening Primrose tea can be really supportive with that, with transforming the depression that can occur from these high estrogen foods. And it can also help with calming the adrenal stress, that is produced at times when we, in some way, maybe lacking self-care and like taking care of the body, right? When we're so like go go go, or we're in high stress environments, it then in its own way can affect our bodies and put our bodies into overdrive, into stress, into sometimes like overcompensating or over perceiving like what we need to do, and that can also show up in like over giving, right? So when we're so like, I'm gonna give all that I can, all that I have, that can show up in like working um oh, I lost it. Yeah, okay, here it's back. But over giving in a way where we are giving so much to a certain person or a certain thing or a job, and we're forgetting to take care of ourselves, and that we have to, as the saying goes, ensure that your cup is filled and in overflow in a way before you give someone all that you have, right? In order to give, our cup must be filled. And so I'm saying all that to say that evening primrose can help calm, and relax the vagus nerve with respiratory health, with reproductive health, um, with the nervous system. It's a nervi in itself, so it's really great, as I mentioned, in a tea. It's really great if you're making your own at-home elixir. It's great as a tincture. Um, I probably would even recommend using this plant for like if you're having inflammation in the feet, right? Like using it in a bath soak, using it in making it, using this specific herb in bath salts, including it in bath salts, including it in teas. So those are just like a few, making salves with it. It's really great as an external ally for like wound healing, and also for achy joints and pain and things like that. So that was a lot. So let me see if there's anything else that wants to be covered. Yeah, I also wanted to say that oftentimes people will mention this plant as being one that balances hormones, but the truth is with that, I think it's important to take caution with saying things like that, because, in a way, every hormone is like teaching us something, right? And so like we don't, to me, this is my personal belief that like we actually don't want our hormones to always be like in balance, because it's teaching us different things. There's different hormones for different parts of the body, and that work with different aspects of the body to keep us healthy and to also show us when we're on track and when we're off track. But what I will say is that this specific ally, I believe, helps to regulate proper functioning of hormones. So again, as I mentioned, when I was talking about the depression that can come with digestion when we're eating certain foods, right? And with that, I just meant that because of this influx and this overflow of estrogen, it can then flood the body with so much of that, of those hormones, right? That then there's like this abundance of that, and that can put our body a little bit into whack, especially for those who have female bodies, right? And so evening primrose is great for PMS symptoms. It's really great for those who are at the stage of life where they are with like menopause or experiencing premenopause. And I'll also say that let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to share. Um, Yeah, and I also wanted to share when I was talking about inflammation, there's high content of omega fatty acids within this plant as well. And so that's another huge plus as to how and why it provides so much aid with inflammation. It's also a great cardiovascular ally. It's also, as I mentioned, that menopausal support. And then it's also a great antispasmodic herb for, like, again, I was mentioning like the adrenal stress, and I was mentioning that this goes hand in hand because when we're finding ourselves in very like stressful dynamics and stressful environments, it can show up as like us cramping or us clenching. And so what this beautiful ally does is that it supports with opening up and kind of like bringing in that like I can actually like be in my body. I can actually relax. I can actually feel calm. I can actually like allow the tension to just like to fall away, to melt away. And you know, that is a, to me it's also signifies even this yellow, right? Because for me, looking at this specific shade of yellow, it just automatically brings calm. When I smell evening primrose, there's this sweet and like very feminine and soft, and the, you know, it's just smelling her also brings those things to mind, and it already prepares my body for like what type of support that she wants to work with us with, like what type of support she wants to like work with us on, I would say, whether it's like for the mind, for the body. And also when I think about flower essences, right, like many people work with this specific ally to really ease and release imprints, different imprints that we had got from the mother, or that we got from our ancestral line when we were like in utero, right? Certain beliefs, certain stories, certain like ways of being. And so to me, it's not shocking that she would also be a nervine, and she would also support us with very you know, I would say very uh, that she would support us with ailments that are very connected with like the female body and with the very feminine parts of ourselves. So yeah, I think I also just want to move on now to what she looks right now. To me, this specific variety, as I mentioned before, is night blooming. And so it's about 7 right now in the morning. So she will be closing up shortly. But I also just wanted to share how you can identify her. One of the ways I've been able to identify her, yes, I've been growing her for a couple of years here in Hawaii and in different places I've lived previously. But one of the things that, you know, really stand out is the 4 petals that she has. There's also a stamen in the middle that has 4 parts. This cluster up here, these are all flower heads that will soon be in bloom. Um, but again, I wasn't really joking when I mentioned that it looks like she has different heads, that she has different parts of herself, as again, to me, like Medusa's, like the snake hair. And so yeah, that's one way that I'm able to identify her. I also can identify her by, let's see if I can get a leaf. By the leaves, they're very narrow. Then they also have like this very squishy center, not squishy as in the material, um, like as in how the leaf feels, but it's just like the way that it looks. It's kind of oblong and narrow. I'll also show you all some of the flower petals. well, so you all can kind of see what I'm talking about. These are the leaves.
What you making, your garden?
Yeah, I'm just making a video.
All right,
So this is the leaves. And this, thank you.
You making a garden?
Yeah, this is a garden.
What?
With different flowers. Yeah.
It ain't no, what you call in there?
And then this
ain't
is
no rosemary? You ain't planting nothing. You ain't planting no.
I have rosemary. It's just not up here. And then this is the yellow leaves. This is the flower, the specific flower that is for like with this specific variety. So this is the flower here. And then this is the leaves. So as I mentioned, it's very like narrow. And then this is what I meant by like the squishy part. To me, that's how it looks. Okay. And then with that, I'm gonna put these aside because I've actually been harvesting the leaves every day and the flowers every day for tea. So I'll show you all that. These are the dried leaves and flowers that I have been collecting, that I've been dehydrating. So we can move on to, you all probably can't see me. Nope, you still can't see me. Okay, I'll go back around. Yeah, so we can move on to medicine making. With this ally, again, with its calming effects and it being a nervine, it would be great in a tea. So that's specifically what I've been working with it. And so you can make a nice like tea blend, maybe with another nervine and maybe with like a very sweet, gentle flower. That would be really beautiful. You can also make a tincture with this. All parts are edible and can be used. You can make a tincture. You can also make, as I mentioned before, an external oil that can help with like wound healing, as well as like any pain that you may be having, like in the muscles. I've been thinking about, like I have mentioned before, a foot wash or a foot soak. You could also make like a simple syrup, or you can make, I could see this also being incorporated with honey. Yeah, I feel like the list is endless with different medicines that can be made to kind of support you getting to know this plant. The leaves, I will say, are very like peppery, and whereas the flowers, to me, they taste very it's like soft and gentle. There's kind of a little bit of a sweetness, but it's very light. It reminds me of kind of like a white tea, but not really. It's just very, very light. It's not heavy at all. I used the leaves, a little bit of the leaves, for a pesto that I made yesterday. I was like, why is it like spicy at the end? And I had given it to my sister to also try, because I had made us like these bowls, these nice, one sec, there's a lot of trouble. I had made us these nice like protein and veggie bowls, and so I had made the pesto sauce to go with it. And she was like, it's not spicy. And I'm like, I'm tasting spice. But to me, it was like more of a peppery taste. And I was like, I don't remember putting anything spicy in this. And so I thought back to like what's in it. And the leaves. So, yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to share. But yeah, you can find this ally out in the wild. Again, like I saw it on the roadways next to the freeway. But it's also really easy to grow, like in your own home garden. And yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to share. If you all have any questions, please let me know. And I'll also be working on like a little infographic one pager for my Instagram. I'll also be putting my business Instagram in the description, so feel free to follow and give this video a like and share if there's anyone that you know that has seen this plant or interested in working with evening primrose, or if there's like a friend or family member that you think this video will be helpful for. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a beautiful rest of your Thursday. Bye.